right, want to say good morning and welcome to the folks out at Racer H2O. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm sure there's not a ton of them yet, but either way, thank you guys for joining us, and I'm sure I will be chatting with y'all more through the course of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and get this program started and get ourselves on the water, so to speak, on the road, on the water, something. We're going to do it. And we start every morning with a prayer invocation from Brother Mike, so we're going to get that going real quick, and then we got Miss Jordan here ready to do our national anthem for us, so here we go.
Let us pray. Father, this is the day you have made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Lord, we're thankful for the Wild Horse Pass crew and everything they've done to make the race facility ready to go, the SDBA, all our sponsors, and all our vendors that have turned out, and of course, our racers, crews, and spectators that have come out, Lord, to support. We're thankful for them. Lord, we're thankful that we live in a country that's free, and that's because of our military. Wherever they may be this morning, Lord, you watch over them, keep your hand of protection on them, and do the same for our first responders. Father, watch over each person that's on the property today. Keep your hand of protection on them. And Father, now it's time to go racing, and I have those 3 requests. Lord, we are looking for that loud day. Lord, we are definitely looking for the fast day. But above all, Father, we are looking for the safe day. In Jesus' wonderful name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Brother Mike. Appreciate that. And now, if you would, please, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and rise, remove those covers. Find yourself a flag somewhere along this course. Let's honor our country and our flag. Miss Jordan, go right ahead.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, we're so gallantly streaming, in the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for that. We appreciate you. Miss Jordan Cox, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for that. We appreciate you. Thank you, Brother Mike. Yes, sir. It is race time at Firebird Lake at Wild Horse Pass Motorsports Park. Whew, I think I got all that out. That's a mouthful right there. And we are going to get this thing going. We did 2 rounds of qualifying yesterday. If you were not here, I'm just going to catch you up. We broke some records yesterday. We had speed records. We had mile per hour records. We had, we didn't have any RT records, but we don't have any of those anyway. But we had ET records and mile per hour records get broken yesterday. And I would imagine some folks have got some fires lit in them. This course is fast right now. Let me tell you, this water has always historically been fast anyway. But the weather is nice and cool. The boats can breathe easy, and oh my goodness, we had tons and tons and tons of breakouts yesterday. And we are looking forward to some fast runs today. It's going to be a good time with the Southern Drag Boat Association, and welcome to the 2022 Drag Boat Nationals. We are excited, super stoked to be here and get this thing going. We brought the whole band. We've been graced with Johnny Moto's presence. He came to hang out with us this morning. We'll let him do some talking here in a little while. He's currently working on his breakfast burrito, so I'm not going to interrupt him for that. But we are going to put on a show for you. We're starting with the fast boats this morning. Pro Modified will be in the lanes here very, very shortly. Pro Outlaw will be up after that. Pro Comp Flat, and then we'll run through, blown gas flat, Pro Jet, top alcohol hydro, top alcohol flat, and then we will get into the sportsman's class. We'll run QE and down all the way to personal watercraft. That's what I was trying to say. Who's this right here? I got Rescue One right here. Look at these guys. They may look like they're just kind of huddled up right there, but let me tell you, those guys are the best in the business right out there. Got a whole nother crew down there on the other end. They got divers out there. They got medical personnel. They got firefighters. They're basically ready to handle anything and everything that might happen on the course. They are Johnny on the spot and ready to get it taken care of. Mike Grover managing the Rescue 1 crew. Jimmy Todd out there managing the Rescue 2 crew. You'll see them move around through the course of the day, depending on where they feel like they need to be based on what boats are on the water. But, yeah, those guys are awesome.
And right now, Mike, we've got the Pro Modifieds putting in the water. So if you're a Pro Modified and you're not in the launch area, you need to get there real soon. So Pro Modified being put in the water right now. Pro Outlaw should be warmed up because you're going to get a call here shortly. And we have a bunch of Pro Outlaws that are going to be running down for their third qualifying shot. Yesterday, as Mike Starr pointed out, we had some really great qualifying sessions, 2 shots at the racetrack, and a lot of records were set in some of the categories. If anything, we've seen throughout the day, a lot of the index categories, the boats were too fast. So it's always better to try to slow your machine down than to get something out of it that just isn't there. But yesterday it was just such fast conditions here at Firebird Lake, Wild Horse Pass Raceway.
We
This
100%
SDBA
expect
Nationals.
those conditions to be the same today. You know, it's cool. The water stays the same. Nothing we can do about that. But the cool weather, yes, indeed.
We put more oxygen in it.
Yeah, is that what it
more
is?
oxygen
There you
in
go.
the,
Okay.
in the water.
Hey, and did I mention, by the way, I know Johnny just mentioned this. We got 2 rounds of qualifying to get through today. Tomorrow will be all about eliminations, but I think what we failed to mention is, just in case you weren't here yesterday or you missed the memo, we brought Top Fuel Hydro. Those guys are going to be on the water here shortly. It might get loud, just so you know. Nitro Nuts is on the property. Liquid Voodoo is on the property. Looking forward to seeing those guys get out and lay down a lick here in a little while. They're going to get it done. Let me just tell y'all something a little interesting. We have 152 boats on property this weekend. That, my friends, is a show. And we are going to get it done for you. We're super excited to be able to get that done. I want to take just a minute as we get started to thank our sponsors, making it possible for us to be out here for the 2022 Drag Boat Nationals. We want to thank RJS Racing Equipment, House of Color Motorsports, RacerDirect.com, RacingJunk.com, Fatheads Eyewear, Pat Kinsey Drywall, Trinity Racing Ministries, RESP, Nitrous Outlet, SoCal Jet Boats, Racer H2O, WCR Construction, Sunoco Race Fuels, Perimeter Innovations, and IGTE Computer Solutions. Also want to thank Funk Racing for helping to sponsor our race event here this weekend. We are absolutely stoked to have all those folks on board. We could not do this without them, and we are very, very glad that they are here to help us make this happen for you. Racers, again, just a quick announcement for the pits. Please make sure that you are bringing a couple of extra people with you when you bring your boat to the ramp. Our ramp help that we had from yesterday did not show up again this morning, so we have no help at the ramp, basically. If you have people who would be willing to work the ramp, send them to the tower, and we will assign them a location and get them moved out there. But in the meantime, please, 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 bring a couple extra people with you when you go to the in-ramp and the out-ramp to help get your boat safely on and off the trailer. Oh. Yes, indeed. I love that sound. Johnny, what do you think, buddy?
I'll tell you what, man, I was down at the SDBA souvenir trailer, and they were bustling. Event shirts. I suggest, if you're thinking about getting an event shirt, that you do it earlier than later. The variety of sizes are probably better early this morning than hearing this afternoon when you go to get one that there are no more available. Last year, there was no doubt, I think by noon on Saturday, they were sold out. This could be, I don't know if you're aware of, I'm sure a lot of the spectators are from this area. This could be the last drag boat race ever here at Firebird Lake Wild Horse Pass Raceway. The last NHRA event's going to be in March of next year, and those tickets, in fact, are on sale now. But word is that the racetrack is going to close, so this could be the last race ever. Boy, what a memento that would be in your closet, knowing that you could grab it anytime you want and look at those great pictures on the back of that event shirt that you could pick up here this morning.
They got, let's see, they got Marty Logan's
alcohol hydros on there.
Right? I was trying to remember the name of the boat and it just went away from me. They got Liquid Voodoo on the back of there. They got Shane Westerfield's machine on the back of there. It's a sweet shirt. Need to get you one, for sure. I might not even wear mine. I might just frame it, put it up on the wall in my shop. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, you know what I'm thinking is that, I don't know what you were thinking, Mike, when you bought that shirt, but you're going to have to hang it up on the wall.
Yeah.
And you could probably get about a 9 by 11 picture frame,
You know,
because you've got an awful small shirt.
When you wash them, they get bigger.
Yeah,
Isn't that how that works?
Man.
When you wash them, they get bigger.
What'd you do, get an extra small?
I did.
Tell me that wasn't all that was available.
It's a medium.
A medium.
A medium
Yeah.
makes my muscles look bigger.
Man,
That's the point.
I'm telling you.
Hey, if you're just here spectating, where'd my paper go? And you want to maybe get into this deal, if you are maybe thinking, you know what, I'd like to get into this sport. That's a whole lot of fun, but I don't even know where to start. I got a place for you to start right here. Jerry Branham is looking to sell the Back in Black machine. Right now it's set up as a top eliminator. It's top eliminator 715. I believe he's in competition this weekend, so you'll probably be able to see the machine out there performing. It's had back-to-back High Points championships. But Jerry Branham's looking to sell that machine and maybe make some changes and move into something else. And so, you know, if you're interested, man, go down in the pits, talk to him a little bit, take a look at the machine, take a look at the setup, see what you think. See if maybe you want to try and get that done. Living the Dream, that's the boat name I could not think of. Hey, here comes the Woody. That is a sweet-looking boat right there, Johnny.
No doubt about it. This
Absolutely.
is like a boat show and a boat race all rolled into one.
Yes,
Pro
it is.
Modifieds are taking their positions right now and on the holding rope. All
And, you
Pro
know,
Mods should be in the launch area right now. All Pro Mods should be in the launch area right now. Pro Outlaws are all warmed up and ready. They're going to get their call here shortly. Look at those great-looking boats. And, you know, what's happened is yesterday we started slow to fast, and today some of the other categories, they said, man, we want the better weather, the cooler conditions. We want to get out there and see what the performance will be under cooler conditions. You know, and unfortunately yesterday it seemed like it was cool all day long.
It was.
But
it's supposed to be a little bit warmer today, so that'll be nice.
But these guys are really chomping at the bit to put down numbers. Pro Modified is an index category. They're going to be looking to run 5.60. What's going to be interesting is I would almost bet one of those breakfast burritos at El Tacon that a lot of the machines are going to run under the 560 number. But that's what you like to do when you have a target number. You like to be able to run a little under the number, so therefore you can, in fact, make up whatever difference you might have on your leaves. Reaction times are really big in drag racing. The holding rope is 125 feet away from the starting line. If you have an opportunity, we've got a lot of folks down here right now. In fact, viewing from the start line area. That's where we are in the grassy knoll down by the pavilion. But the holding rope is 125 feet away from the starting line. How the timing system works is we use drag time timing system. Craig Ferguson, who's with us this weekend, who monitors all the activities with our timing system, we feel is the premier timing system of all drag boats, and it's very user-friendly for not only the racetrack, the race course, but also Mike Starr and I from the announcing aspects of it. But what will happen is we got Mr. Gray out there doing the starting. He's wearing that blue jacket out there in the barge all by himself, and we're going to go get him. We've never forgot to go get him at the end of the day, have we? No. Maybe once, and then he cried so much the next day when we found him that we'll never do it again. But he is in communication with each of the drivers. This particular case will be the Woody, Kevin Helm, coming out of the right lane. He, sponsored by Circle B Electric, and also Cody Childress, Steve Dixon, Todd Schwartz, Joe Henderson, and Superior Fiberglass, and he will be alongside the All or Nothing K Janicek machine, sponsored by JP and Eric Dement, and the Real Bad Boys, David Kirkland Racing, Racers Emergency Support Program, and Trinity Racing Ministries. These are pro-modified machines. You're going to have our number 13 and number 6 qualifiers. What will happen is Gary talks to the two drivers, says that we're ready to go. Then he will call here to the tower and say, start the lights. The ambers blink for 25 seconds. Then they go solid for 5. Then the solid amber goes out after that 5 seconds. A countdown begins. The racers, you'll see them pull the capsule lids down. They'll kick them in gear. Capsule lid down on Helm's machine, the Woody. All or Nothing K Janicek, they're ready. Here they come. Proma! What a way to start the day. Right lane. Kevin Helm, the Woody, looking for a 560. He was under the number. 5:34.7, 159.16 on the mile an hour. Left lane, the All or Nothing K Janicek runs a too quick 5:49.7, 173.49 on the mile an hour. Mike, again, these machines really running under that number.
Yeah, it happens every, the Arizona Drag Boat Association, because it gets so hot here in the summertime, they run in the winter. So we run February, March, April, and then we come back and run October, November. So it's cooler then, and we see a lot of racers that'll come over from other associations to race there in the wintertime because they've done some work on the boat, whatever, in between, and they want to check everything out before their season starts up in the summer. And always that's what we hear is, man, that cooler weather makes those boats run fast, and they struggle trying to kind of get them dialed back and figure out exactly where to go. And then historically, Firebird Lake has just always been fast water. Something to do with the way they treat the water to try and keep it from getting all yucky or whatever. I don't know, but man, they run fast here, that's for sure. All right, Pro Outlaw, we're ready for your boats at the in-ramp, please. Pro Outlaw, we're ready for your boats at the in-ramp. Pro Comp Flat, start warming them up and get ready. And then what do I got? Blown Gas Flat. You guys need to stand by. Next up in the IGTG left lane, boat number 4-5 is Jason Brandt out of Ingram, Texas. He calls that boat Hydro Hysteria. He comes in as the number 14 qualifier after 2 rounds yesterday, sponsored by Brandon and Ashley Lofstrom. Brady, Texas, Guild Mortgage, Felix Gomez Jr., Manhattan City Limits Bar and Grill, MTR Racing, and special thanks to his wife Callie, his family, and his crew. In the WCR Construction right lane, boat number 927 is Mr. Robin Reed. Ended up in third place in Pro Mod for the Southern Drag Boat Association this season, but it wasn't for lack of trying. He was only 30 points behind the second place runner-up. Excuse me, he's currently sitting in the number 4 qualifying spot, racing out of Arlington, Texas, sponsored by Concho Painting LLC since 1987 in San Angelo. Two Guys Marine, Del Rio, Texas, CCR Fiberglass and Marine, NGK Spark Plugs, Beaver Fab, Fun and Sun Boats and Tackle, Trinity Racing Ministries. His crew chief is Wesley Ice. The crew is Bink and Bart Giles. And special thanks to the family, Crystal, Emily, Claire, Bob, and Debbie, and the Tuttle family for all they do for us. 5.6 is the index, and so far of the 3 boats we've seen, Robin Reed is the only one that's laid down a 5.6 qualifying time. He's the number 4 qualifier with a 5.63 and 9. So we have boats. This, like I said, the back of the shirt says the mother of all drag races, and folks, they ain't lying. We have got racers here. We've got representation, I believe, from all 5 of the major drag boat racing associations across the country. We've got folks here from NJBA, we've got folks from ADBA, we've got SDBA, we've got KDBA. We've got folks that came all the way down from Langley, British Columbia to race here with us this weekend in Canada. We've got folks from CDBA that are here. We've got folks that, some of them race in multiple organizations. We've got folks from the Oklahoma Hot Boat Association. We've got folks from the New Mexico Hot Boat Association. There's just a huge amount of representation here, bringing everybody together. And you were talking earlier about, you know, we put on a boat show. I feel like we almost put on a family reunion and a boat race broke out is what happened here. And it is absolutely amazing to have all of these people here. And from myself and from all of the people that worked their butts off to make this event happen, I can promise you that you are greatly appreciated for making the trip, coming down here, hanging out with us. And Johnny was saying earlier that the shirts are going fast. That's the word I'm getting as well. Those shirts are selling off the rack as fast as they can get them up there. So if you haven't gotten your event shirt yet, I strongly recommend you head down there early and get that done. Starter called for the lights. There's 25 seconds on that countdown. Jason Brandt, Hydro Hysteria in the left lane. Robin Reed wound too tight in the right lane.
Oh, 563 with a 0. So cleaned up about 6 thou on that run. So 600 actually, but ran a 563, I believe, 9 earlier. So improved a little bit. What's interesting there, he was red by 24 thou. The lid never came down for the Hydro Hysteria number 45 boat, which we're going to need the truck and trailer for. So the truck and trailer for the Hydro Hysteria, Jason Brandt, you need to come back to the launch ramp and get him. But something going wrong with that particular machine. Never seen the capsule lid come down, never had to latch it. Maybe it didn't fire. It's hard to tell hearing the wound too tight Robin Reed machine when it was fired and make a run down the racetrack. So far, 1 out of the 3 boats that have ran down the racetrack has been on the plus side of that 560 index that we have in our Pro Mod category. So Pro Outlaws making their way to the launch area. Pro Outlaws making their way to the launch area now for their shot at the racetrack. They're going to actually run a 520 index. These particular machines looking to run that 560 number. Pro Comp Flat is warming up. Blown gas flat. you are standing by. So some more of these particular machines getting ready to come out on the holding rope. And our next pair, looks like we're going to have a great matchup here.
Indeed we are. In the IGTG left lane, boat number 493K, that's Tyler Salzman. Calls the boat Hillbilly Express, sponsored by Salzman Farms, Salzman Automotive, Lucas Oil, Speedway, Urbana Stockyards, Fisher Cattle Company, and special thanks to Mom, Dad, Michael, and Kyra. And in the WCR Construction right lane, boat number 716 is Sean Reed out of Puyallup, Washington. One of those CDBA racers. Came down to hang out with us this weekend, calls the boat Top Secret. He is currently the number 2 qualifier with a 562. Sponsored by Lucas Oil, NGK, Reed Trucking and Excavating, CP Carrillo, Hughes Oilfield Transportation, Steve Sparks, Billy Mendiola, and Andrea Reed helping out as the crew.
Sean Reed snatched that number 2 spot in his second qualifying session yesterday. Keep in mind what you're going to see here. We are not eliminating boats. That's going to be all tomorrow. Eliminations come tomorrow, but everybody wants to find out who they will run. So that's why it's very important in this particular category. Pro Modified, I believe we have 13, there's going to be 14 competitors lining up, so the number 1 qualifier will race, I believe, the number 14 qualifier, and then it comes down into bye situations and such. Pro Outlaw, which is making their way to the ramp right now, is going to be a 16-boat field, so the number 1 boat will run the number 16 boat. We'll try to keep track of that throughout the day because in a case like that, you might find that the number 1 qualifier that ran maybe a 520 with an O is going to square up against somebody who ran a 519 with a 6. So it's not going to be like easy pickings when it comes to squaring off against somebody on the ladder. But again, they're just going down now. They're trying to work on their reaction times. It's not like next Wednesday you're going to say, hey, let's grab the boat and go out to Canyon Lake and see what it'll do. You know, we've got the race course set up here. We've got all the measurements set in place. The 125 feet away from the starting line is our holding rope. You're actually getting numbers at the half track. We're getting a mile an hour. All kinds of different information that they are getting. Not to mention the fact you've got one of the premier rescue groups in all of water sports out here with us. So we are very proud of the SDBA rescue. And we've got a premier group, so it's a safe condition, and it's an opportunity for a lot of these guys to dial in their boats. There's some people out here who haven't raced their boat in 12 years. Just talk to Troy Ferry. So the machines come to life. We've got Pro Modifieds. We've got the left lane. Hillbilly Express, right side. It's no secret. It's Top Secret. It's Sean Reed out of Puyallup, Washington. Number 2 qualifier. Oh yeah, how about Hillbilly Express, Tyler Salzman, a 2 quick, 5:46.6, 170.79 on the mile an hour. Sean Reed, he wound it up a little bit, ran a 2 quick, 5:54 with a 9, 167 on the mile an hour. And I'll tell you what, looking at those two drivers, talk about a couple of great reaction times, only 0.02 of a second separated the two on the leaves. An 0.39 light, Hillbilly Express, Sean Reed with an 0.41. Yes.
That was exactly what they wanted right there for sure.
And if that would have been eliminations, it would have been Sean Reed getting the win because it would have been a double breakout and he would have been closer to that 560 number. But again, this is just qualifying. They're just trying to see where they're going to land and who they're going to have to square off against when it comes time for eliminations tomorrow. And keep in mind, I want to point this out to you. Tanya is our race director. If at all during the day you feel that your boat is too quick and you might want to change categories, drop a category, or go down a category, you got to let us know as soon as possible. Do not tell us anything like that. Once they print those ladders tonight, it's like, how would Rick Klein say that? In stone. That's like, we got a guy over there with a hammer and chisel. Do you know how to work a hammer and chisel?
I do.
We could teach you, yeah. But once they put it in stone, it's over with. Next pair.
In the IGTG left lane, boat number 326 is Shelby Ebert. Can't touch this, the name of the machine. She is your number one qualifier with a 608, 5608 on a 5.6 index, 8 thousandths off the perfect run. She's sponsored by Lucas Oil Marine Products, E&R Machine, Mom, Dad, Star Cards, NGK Spark Plugs, your 2022 KDBA Pro Mod High Points champion. And she brought the program with her, I guarantee you that. In the WCR Construction right lane, boat number 115S is Greg Lempar out of Comfort, Texas. Calls that boat Anger Management. Sponsored by Jeffros, the Cocky Rooster Bar, Jeff Hill's Trailer Sales. Thanks to Jamie and Jerry for all of their help. Gary Gray calls for the lights. 25 seconds from now, it's going to get loud.
Shelby Ebert, after round one of qualifying, was number one. Sean Reed pushed her back a spot. She came up for the second run and snatched it back. If she runs a 60 with an O,
Clay for all the Canadian support this weekend. Those guys, so the Canadian team came down. They're in the More Wasted Money machine. They're from Langley, British Columbia. And Terry Kane, they came and talked to me yesterday. We were chatting for a little bit. Terry Kane got here with no crew, so basically just needed some help. So some of the Canadian team actually volunteered to help him out. They're actually driving his tow vehicle for him and kind of helping him with some things around the pit area, which is, man, I'm telling you, that's just the way drag boat racing is. These guys will pitch in, they will help each other, they will make it happen. It's one of the only places I think I've ever seen the kind of camaraderie and brotherhood that we have is in drag boat racing. In the WCR Construction right lane, boat number 200 is the Pearl. That is Rob Birkland. Sponsored by Nitrous Outlet, BFP Garage, MD Designs, WBG Racing, Simpson Racing Products, and special thanks to Mom, Margie, Samantha, Lane, and the crew. Rob Birkland sitting in the 10 spot right at the moment with a 663 and 2.
So Pro Outlaw should be making her way to the launch area. I don't know. I'm probably doing this a little too quick, man. I'm taking my jacket off, man. I don't know. I'm a wuss, man.
I don't know. I got rid of mine a little while ago, but I live in a totally different environment, so this weather's not bad for me at all right at the moment.
Oh, you shoveled snow before you left.
Well, I didn't have to shovel it. It snowed after I left town, but yeah, it snowed at home last night. Or night before, not last night. See Rudy Romero down here hanging out, enjoying the racing action before he gets in there and gets wet. That'll be coming up soon.
He's anxious. Look at that look in his eye.
I know, he's got that look. He's like, what am I doing? What am I doing?
Good thing there's a fence.
So you've already moved up, what, like 3 classes? Where are you headed now?
We're trying to make it to the top TE.
Okay. Okay. Is there a capsule that'll fit your boat?
No, sir.
Not yet?
Too old for that.
for a power adder.
East Valley Performance Machine, 598. Which is on that. Over 800 foot-pounds of torque. So about 2 weeks old, so she's still new.
Those guys build a motor, don't they? Oh my goodness. East Valley Performance Machine, man, those guys. They can put together a motor in a hurry for you that will run like a scalded dog.
Speaking of scalded dog, we're going to see some scalded dogs running down the racetrack here. Racing Kane, Terry Kane, the Pearl, Rob Birkland. The machine's coming to life. About 10 seconds left on the countdown. Watch the capsule lids as they come down. They'll latch them, kick them in gear, and pick their number and hit that starting line right when the green light comes on. Improved a couple of hundredths, 574 at 153 in a mile an hour. And I'll tell you what, a great lead for the Terry Kane machine at 078. Rob Birkland, he was having trouble getting off the holding rope. There's no doubt about it.
Well, and didn't we see that similar thing happen yesterday in one of his runs? He had the same deal where he kind of came off and started out kind of slow and then finally sped up as he made about half track. I'm not sure what they got going on with that boat, but it just doesn't feel like maybe he's getting the power he thinks he should have when he's hitting that go pedal. Hey, we got Daryl Mad Max Ehrlich lined up now in the IGTG left lane, boat number 178 out of Round Rock, Texas. I don't know. He's driving for Doug Mater, sponsored by Daryl's Equipment, IRAs, Social Security. Social Security and retirement. Thanks to the entire crew. Also thanks to Daryl and Angie, Chris, Randall, Yvonne, Mackenzie, Angela, and Dan. Special thanks to Travis Tuttle for stepping up to help him in San Angelo earlier this season.
Whoa, I like that little dance floor you got there.
You like that, buddy? That's
wow, look at this.
It helps my lumbar. Josh Hayden is in the WCR Construction right-hand lane, boat number 301. He calls that boat Black Boat. Sponsored by Electrofreeze of Texas. Bruce and Bobby Wicker, WCR Construction. David and Deb Carroll.
Might lay on this.
Gary Watson, Chris and Leanne Allen. Josh Hayden currently the number 15 qualifier. Daryl Ehrlich sitting in the number 11 spot. I know for sure.
And a 555 with a 2. 555 with a 2 at 155 was Josh Hayden in the black boat. That was a black boat, wasn't it?
The black boat.
And he moved up a spot. So, you know, what's funny there is the Daryl Ehrlich ran quicker, but he doesn't move up any spots. But he's happy because all he's got to do now is when he comes out later today for his final qualifying is slow it down a touch.
Yep.
But, you know, it's crazy that the 15-second run's going to put him in a better position than that too quick 5:54 with a 9 because he's on the top side of qualifying. But that's all cool. They wanted to get down the racetrack. And how about Josh Hayden? Look at that reaction time, Mike.
That was great. Yeah, 071. We're seeing some really good reaction times this morning. People struggling a little bit yesterday, but it's looking a lot better today. In the IGTG left lane, boat number 947 is Jeremy Schmidt. Sponsored by Dave Schmidt Truck Service, Erlinger Crane Service. That boat's a Curtis 501 Hydro with a BAE Hemi for power. They call the boat No Excuses, and he's currently in the number 4 qualifying spot. In the number 5 qualifying spot is Mallory Carroll, and she's currently lined up in the WCR Construction right-hand lane, boat number 810. She calls it a little more therapy. Out of Marble Falls, Texas, sponsored by David Carroll Racing, WCR, and Trinity Racing Ministries.
Mike Griffin, of course, working the room down there in the launch area where all those pro outlaws and are lined up, and Pro Comp Flat should also be making their way to that area while the blown gas flats are warming up. Pro Jets are standing by.
Yeah, a lot of these racers, Mike Griffith down there, and he told me one day, you know, he says he offers to pray with every single racer as they're getting in the water. And he said some of them say no. He said, but what they don't know is I always pray for them anyway. One way or the other, everybody that gets in the water gets a prayer, whether they participate in that prayer or not. It does not matter. But you know what? A lot of these guys will tell you they will absolutely not get in the water without that blessing. And so Mike Griffith and the Trinity Racing Ministry guys down there working hard at the in-ramp, making sure all of these guys, you know, have a prayer before they get on the water and throw that boat down the lane at 170 or more miles an hour.
You should have seen me on my knees this morning at the QT on my way out here.
Did you party
Here
too
I
hard?
was putting $2 in that lottery machine, saying, "Baby, 1.6 billion. I will not go to the drag boat race tomorrow. I'm going to watch it on Racer H2O and send you all postcards." You know
On
what
your
I'm saying?
brand new 100-inch screen, big screen TV.
100-inch. I'm going to get me one of those jumbotrons.
Well, there you go. Get a Jumbotron. Hang it in the Liberty. You'll need a bigger house.
Oh yeah. Well,
You know,
you know,
okay.
1.6 billion. You know, I'll move
You
out
end up
to
with
Chandler.
you'll
you
end
know?
up with like $150 after taxes.
Either that or I'll soundproof my house. I live right downtown Phoenix.
Oh,
I go to bed with gunshots every night.
there you go.
I don't know what I'll do. I'll just have to have gunshots pumped in, you know,
Yeah, there you go.
sound-wise.
Put those on your speaker.
Oh, okay.
I have a feeling, and we'll have to wait and see, but I think this Mallory Carroll race team, there may be some surprises in store. There was a rumor floating around at the end of the SDBA season that this was her last season pro mod. They were going to try to move up, make it a little faster. I visited with her a little bit last night. I asked her what the plan was, and she said, "I don't know," and she just kind of gave me a look. So I have no idea what they're doing. I guess we'll just all have to wait until May to find out. That's what's going to happen. There's 10 seconds left on the countdown. Jeremy Schmidt, no excuses in the left lane. Mallory Carroll, a little more therapy in the right lane.
And first to the finish line, that young lady in the right lane, a little more therapy. She doesn't need it there. Mallory Carroll runs a 5:51 with an 8, 163.95 on the mile an hour. While the Jeremy Schmidt, no excuses, runs a 5:57.5 at 161.39. Again, the boat's all running under that number, but they're sitting comfortable, I'm sure.
Yeah, you know, the bad part is they're just going to have to make sure they get that dialed out before before eliminations tomorrow, because that would sure be a heartbreaker to run fast all the way through qualifying, knowing you're running fast, and then break out on your first round in eliminations. That would be a not good feeling for the drive home. In the IGTG left lane, boat number 105 is Justin Schmidt, driving for Robert Lees in a boat they call Wildfire, sponsored by Kager Soil Service, Red Fox Bar and Grill, Sales Midwest, Lake of the Ozark Shootout, Parker's Electric, Gary Sullivan Performance, and running in loving memory of Donna Lees. In the WCR Construction right-hand lane, boat number 006 is Brian Nelson. He calls that machine Rude Awakening. Claims it's the world's quickest and fastest jet boat, and I don't think he's lying. Sponsored by Jet Performance Marine, Parker Garage Doors, Outlaw Custom Boats, Matt Brown Trucking, Brian Letterly at Jet Set Luxury Brokers, East Valley Performance. Special thanks to the crew, Dan, Dustin, and Vince. He is your number one qualifier. Check this out, 7,000th off the number. Ran a 5.207 yesterday. And sitting in that number one spot, it's going to be hard to take that away from him for sure. But that little boat is quick.
I see Tony Scarlato over there looking on. He's probably, you know, I can see when Tony, you see a boat run, he works both feet. You know, he's like, man, how do you do that just single foot deal?
Right.
You know? Tony Scarlato, of course, will be coming up in a flat bottom a little later on. He's going to watch here is the Wildfire, Justin Schmidt, and Rude Awakening, Brian Nelson. So these boats, unlike the pair before, are wanting to run 0.4 of a second quicker. Out of the Pro Modifieds, only one boat ran on the plus 560 side. Everyone else was under the number. Let's see what happens
Robin
here.
Reed was the only one, and now we're into Pro Outlaw. Let's see what we can do.
Will they all run under a 520? Let's watch. Let's see.
Brian Nelson, he got out of it right about the 880 mark.
Boy, a great effort there. A 522 to 5, 180.64 in a mile an hour. Justin Schmidt, the Wildfire boat. Boy, I'll tell you what, Rude Awakening, Brian Nelson, a fantastic leave. 019 reaction time, but you could see he was losing power before he hit the finish line and slowed to a 553 at only 122 in a mile an hour.
Yeah, he was already hitting 150 at the 660 mark, so at half track he was already up to speed, and then from there on it just started dropping. He was 137 at 800, 130 at 875, 122 at the 1,000-foot mark. Hopefully nothing crazy with that boat, and they can square that away, or maybe that was even by design. We'll just have to wait and find out.
Oh, attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. Pro Comp Flat. Pro Comp Flat, we need you to go to the launch area. Pro Comp Flat, we need you to go to the launch area, please. You know, we talked about our rescue, and we'd like to acknowledge our rescue team. Of course, Jim Todd is our race director. We've got Mike Grover out there, boat captain. We got Richard Hobson, our rescue diver. We got Chris Rabarski, rescue coordinator diver. We got Preston Irwin, rescue diver. We got another diver, Edward Tidwell. And we got Jared Truaire, a fire paramedic. And John J.D. Doan, deck medic. And these guys are from all over the U.S. Just so happens Crooked River Ranch, Oregon, Payson, Arizona, Liberty Hill, Texas, Granbury, Texas, Lago Vista, Texas, Cedar Park, Texas, Waterville, New York. And you know what? I'm from New York. I've never been up to Waterville, but and of course Jim Todd flies in from Aruba. Depends. You know, he's got a passport.
They had to add extra pages into his passport.
Gosh, man, I'm telling you.
Hey, check this out. I got another pair of Pro Outlaws right now in the IGTG left lane, boat number 077. That is Cody Childress out of Nemo, Texas. Calls the boat Bad Influence, currently number 4 qualifier with a 525. Sponsored by Travis Tuttle, BAE, Lenco Transmissions, TD's Transmissions, Galen and Betty Childress, Ken Jenkins, special thanks to his wife and kids, Bentley, Braxton, Brady, and Blakely, and thanks to Mama Judy. In the WCR Construction right lane, boat number 572A is Mark Reese. Did not make a pass yesterday. Tried twice, was not able to get off the line. They call that boat Throttle Junkie out of Fort Mojave, Arizona, sponsored by McLogan Supply, CarQuest of Fort Mojave, Reese Motorsports, AZ Boat Guys, thanks to the good Lord above. Also thanks to Jim and Linda Howard, the Hound Dog Racing Team, and to Diane Reese for all of her help. Mark Reese did not make a pass yesterday. The boat never would fire, never got it off the line. But it fired now. Just didn't stay there. Pro Outlaw High Points champion for 2020 at the Arizona Drag Boat Association. Sometimes you just got to burn it out.
Bad influence. How about a dead-on 8?
Ooh, look at
That's
that.
right. 520 is the number to look for. How about a 520 with an 8? 174.11 on the mile an hour. Moves up 2 spots to the number 2 position. So a great run there. Throttle Junkie. Mark Reese, I guess you might say good news, bad news. Yesterday not getting down the race course. He got down there. Had an issue in the starting line and a couple issues going down the racetrack, but they're going to be able to get that much closer to coming up with a great run later on today. Their last run, as a matter of fact, in this Pro Outlaw category. Very important at the racers meeting last night. There are 17 boats entered and only 16 boat field. So the slow boat, the one that doesn't qualify, is going to automatically be flipped into our Pro Mod category. So. But he's in. No, actually not. Mark Reese is sitting in that number 17 spot.
So that the course had already shut off before he ran, and so that run didn't count and won't end up in his system, unfortunately. Looked like he kind of was trying to burn that out of there on the way down and just try to push it and see if they could get whatever it was to settle. I don't know if that's always the best mechanical advice, but I know I've done it myself a time or two. Like, if I just mash the gas, maybe it'll work. Either way, we'll see how that works out for him. Check this out. In the Pro Outlaw class, we are moving to the next pair. And in that IGTG left lane, boat number 911A, that is Mr. Rick the Torch Beretta. In a boat they call California Quake, he's diving for Dave Sharp. Out of Santa Rosa, California, that's a Curtis 501 with a Brad Anderson Hemi for power, sponsored by Dave Sharp in Tucson. Dave Dotson, Bob Foisey, Steve Groppoli, and Rick Beretta currently sitting in the number 15 spot with a 508 on a 5.2 index. That boat is fast, and he's going to have to figure out how to slow it down just a little bit. The WCR Construction right lane, boat number 538 is Harley Ritson. He's driving for Todd McAnally. Calls the boat Mayhem. Check this out. It's a Curtis 501 with a Honda 112 cubic inch engine for power. Awesome to watch, runs good. Go ahead, Johnny, what do you got?
Hey, blown gas flat, blown gas flat. You should be in the launch area. Blown gas flat, you should make your way to the launch area. Pro comp flat, your last call. That's your last call. Blown gas flat, we need you to roll. How about Pro Jet, warm up? Pro Jet, warm up. Alcohol hydro, stand by. So alcohol hydros, better start heading to your pit area and make your necessary preparations. You'll be informed to warm up here shortly.
So Harley Ritson's machine, sponsored by Nick Rose Insurance, VFP Garage, Gamebox Racing, Money Gone Racing, Brian Latterly of Jet Set, Concept Powder Coating, Snap-On, Dement Landscaping, Hampton Blowers, G&J Aircraft, Lucas Oil, DJ Safety, Dirt Bike Kids, Elite Reels, and the crew is Andy, Randy, Dick, Anthony, Justin, Jeff, Tim, Jana, Cindy Cat, and Mascot. Let's see what that Honda engine can do right here, that yellow boat. That, wow.
Rick Beretta, 5:23 with an 0:43 reaction time, and he got there second. How about Harley Ritson? Harley Ritson, the Mayhem vote, 5:22 with an 165.52 in a mile an hour. So the Mayhem, Harley Ritson, moves up 3 spots with that run. But how about California Quake? Rick Beretta goes through with that, moves up 10 spots with that 5:23 with a 0 in Dave Sharp's California Quake. Might have to change that to the Tucson Quake.
Right? Made it from the number 15 spot all the way up to number 5, and that is definitely the run they were looking for. Rick Brett, that machine is so fast. I've seen it run close to 200 miles an hour. It absolutely is just a quick boat, and Rick is not afraid to mash that loud pedal and just stay in it all the way down. But it looks like they got it slowed down just a little bit. 923 will work. And even if they don't improve on that at all, number 5 is not a bad spot to be sitting in. Hey, check this out. We got the birthday boy on the line in the IGTG left lane. Boat number 521 is Rick Blethroad, celebrating a birthday today. I think he's turning like 25. They call that boat Wild Thing, racing out of Odessa, Texas, sponsored by Alliance Machine, Lone Star Gasket, and AAA RV. And he is currently the number 8 qualifier with a 5:27 and 7. In the WCR Construction right lane, boat number 199 is Ken McKillican out of Langley, British Columbia, Canada. They call that boat More Wasted Money.
Yeah, but money's worth a different price there, isn't it, or something? I don't know.
Absolutely.
Never figured out.
Yeah. Well, and they buy their fuel by the liter, too. So, probably down here happy to be paying for gallons. But either way, sponsored by Lucas Oil, NJK Spark Plugs, GNS Freight, High Performance Engines, Hot Wired Images, Lordco Auto Parts, Nats Repair, Bits Custom Boats, Stealth 2.0 Racing, Stillwater Trucking, and Mountain View Solutions. And they were mentioning they typically race at home with a group called the Fraser Valley Drag Boat Association. And you may not know this, but I'm very familiar with that area. My father actually lives up there. And so I spend at least a week or 10 days a year up there hanging out. And so I know right where they're at. I know right where the river is. I know I'm going to have to go check out that racing association one of these times when I'm up there and see if I can't find a race. I usually try to plan my trips around a hockey game so I can sit down and catch the Canucks while they're playing. But now I'm going to have to plan a trip when I can watch the Fraser Valley Drag Boat Association go do their thing. I think that'd be a whole lot of fun.
Great to see the folks down from Canada. I grew up on the Erie Canal, which runs alongside the Niagara River. And I would...
over on the east side of the country over there.
And I'd look across and yell to all my Canadian friends. Obscenities. They'd yell back to me. Oh, it's crazy. We loved each other.
You guys play any hockey on the river when they're free?
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Buffalo Sabres.
All right.
You kidding? How about a 526.7, 526.7, 178.48 for the wow thing. Rick Blethroad in that IGTG Computer Solutions side of the racetrack. More wasted money. Ken McKillican goes through with a great leave, 013 light, 548 with a 5 at 162. So he moves up one spot with that run, and also moving up a spot was Rick Blethroad in his wild thing, and he had a great leave too also. You know what's interesting here, in the Pro Mod category, only one boat is on the plus side of the number.
That's right.
Here, I don't think anybody has been on the wrong side of the number.
Yeah, no,
Nobody's
I
ran
think
under the number.
these guys did their homework and got it dialed in. Maybe the Pro Mod guys need to go take some notes. So Rick Blethroad having a birthday today. So if y'all see him, go by and tell him happy birthday. Go check out that boat too, man. They call it Wild Thing. Got a couple of big twin turbos strapped in back there, and it is absolutely a plumbing nightmare. But man, that thing can run, and it's pretty cool to look at. It's absolutely amazing. All right, we got another pair of Pro Outlaws up there now in the IGTG left lane, boat number 765. That is Gus Ward out of Sonora, Texas. He calls that machine Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. In the WCR Construction right lane, boat number 928N is Danny Stone. He calls that boat Double Vision. That's a Grimes 501 with a BAE engine. Sponsored by Glenn Sweesey Racing. Fanning Services. System 1 Pro Ignition. Thank you to Glenn Sweesey, Tom Sweesey, Penny Stone, Brian Fanning, Joe Blatter, Joe Shelfo, and the crew is Penny, Glenn, Tom, David, and Joe. Danny Stone currently sitting in the number 8 qualifying spot. And Gus Ward sitting number 13. Hey, Pro Comp Flat, we need your boats at the in-ramp. Pro Comp Flat, need your boats to the in-ramp, please. Blown Gas Flat, sorry, we need your boats at the in-ramp. You guys are running late. Blown Gas Flat, need your boats at the in-ramp, please. Blown Gas Flat, need you at the in-ramp. Pro Jet should be warming up, getting ready. Top Alcohol Hydro, stand by. Got some folks watching on Racer H2O. How many you got right now, Jared? 250 people joining us online on Racer H2O. We've been paired up with these guys all season long at the Southern Track Boat Association, and they have been live streaming every single one of our events. Man, if you haven't checked out one of those videos, you need to do it. They put together a heck of a program, and they do a really good job putting together a live stream. So go check that out if you get a chance. But all you folks out there and Racer H2O, just want to say howdy and good morning. And if you're here in the Valley of the Sun and you're not at the race course, I'd sure like to know why not.
Well, I'll tell you, Gus Ward, good leave. 008 reaction time. 5:32 with a 7. 169.27 on the mile an hour. And with that run, moves up 4 spots. So double vision. Danny Stone, he'll sit where he's at, running 5:35 with a 9. Does not improve on the 5:27 with a 3 that he threw down yesterday in his first day of qualifying.
Got a huge field of boats right there, Johnny, and there's a little bit of moving and shaking going on, but we may end up looking at this lineup, may look just like this when we get to the end. It's going to be real hard for somebody to take that number 1 spot away from Brian Nelson. He's earned it for sure. That 5:207 is going to be tough, although it can be done for sure, no problem. Here we go with our next pair of Pro Outlaws in the IGTG left lane. Boat number 247 is Troy Ferry. He calls that boat Your Next. Sponsored by Troy Ferry Trucking, S&S Automotive, David Sharp. Special thanks to Rob Steele, The crew is Justin the Love Doctor, Sammy, Jimmy, Bob, Vern. Get better soon, Joey G. Hopefully he's watching at home. WCR Construction right-hand lane is Bill Wire. He had a birthday yesterday, and we missed it. We did manage to get it in at the end, but we didn't get it while he was on the water. Had some problems on the water yesterday. The alcoholic behavior machine currently sitting in the number 16 qualifying spot after not making a pass in 2 runs yesterday. So hopefully they got that figured out overnight, and we'll see what happens. Sponsored by BW Construction Company, Opie's Barbecue, Jackson Electric, Bayside Buggies, BCMT Trucking, Truck Country Outfitters. Special thank you to his hard-working crew. It's a long trip all the way over here from Marble Falls, Texas, to not lay down a pass. Hopefully they got whatever they had going on fixed, and we'll see a nice run out of Bill Wire and his team today. They're usually really solid.
You know, actually, I was talking to the Love Doctor last night.
The Love Doctor? You found the Love Doctor?
Oh, yeah. You
Okay.
kidding me? I had to go find the
Did you
Love
get any
Doctor
good
and
advice?
see what he could do for me. But he said hopeless, bro.
Hopeless.
Bro.
All right,
He was
well, you know.
with surgical gloves, and he was. They were doing surgery on that boat. In fact, what's interesting here is Troy Ferry in that left lane hadn't ran this boat in 12 years.
That's
Came
right.
Out, ran like a 5:07, something like that, and then came out again, and they tried to slow it down. It went quicker.
Yep, I remember
so,
that.
He said they made some major overhauls. They want to slow the boat down. It's either that or they might as well jump into
Got it.
alcohol hydro and put
Yeah.
a bigger pulley in it,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Just throw a capsule. Well, he's got a capsule. All he needs to do is just jump a class. Woo!
And right lane 519 with a 176.93 in a mile an hour for Bill Wire in his alcoholic behavior. He moves up a spot. They'll be happy with that. And how about a 519 with a 4, 177.14 for Troy Ferry the year next. I believe Troy now, who used to live in Southern California, is hailing out of Arkansas, right near Tennessee. He's been doing a lot of roundy round racing, but he has this
He's
boat.
not
He says,
racing
"Man,
circles with that boat.
yeah, might as well bring that boat back out." And brought a great group of friends out here with the Love Doctor, and well, I'll tell you what, they're going to be a player.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I mean, both of them just that close. Just that close. 9,000th of a second for Bill Wire, and what, 6,000th, 5,000ths of a second for Troy Ferry, and they would have been on the number and way higher on that pairing list. So I know they'll try real hard to come back on that next round and see what they can do with it. Right now, we got Brian Gilday lined up. He's the last of our Pro Outlaws. He's in the WCR Construction right lane, and calls the boat the main event, boat number 044. It's a Curtis powered by Chevrolet, sponsored by Mike Marine, James Boat Repair, Plumbing Doctor, Ben Jr., Check Connor Maddox, Liam Bobby. If anybody needs parts like a 1 1/8 hydro prop, blower belt, parachutes, etc., he's got them. All money will go to the Dixon Ram football and Cal Valley Shucker 114 travel baseball teams. Go down and see Brian Gilday. Get that squared away. He started out the day yesterday with a 20.5 for his very first pass, and then came back and laid down a lick, ran a 5:39 with a 5, and that was good enough to put him in the number 10 qualifying spot. And so we'll see what he can lay down right now.
Hey, if anybody out there finds anything that they feel would like to get back to the proper owner, we know somebody's lost a phone. I've got a wallet that somebody lost, and they have not claimed it, from Chico, California. So if you lost your wallet yesterday, you could come here to the tower. We are just off of the starting line, as a matter of fact. So, and if anybody finds anything, they would like to bring it to us, we'll try to hook it back up with its rightful owner. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, we need our alcohol hydro All attention in the pits. Alcohol hydro. We need you to warm up now. Pro Jets, you should be making your way to the launch area now. And if I'm a blown gas flat bottom, you know, and I'm not in the launch area, I'd be worried. You know what I'm saying? You need to be there. So,
Indeed.
again, we need Pro Jet. We need you to start rolling. Alcohol hydros, put a little heat in those alcohol motors. Throw the blankets on it on this beautiful, beautiful day two. Day two of the SDBA Nationals here at Wild Horse Pass Raceway, Firebird Lake. The track that was built for drag boat racing. Could be, just could be, the last race ever.
That's what they think.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to stick my neck out on this. I actually work here at Wild Horse Pass Raceway, and I'm going to be doing a drift and drag event out here next weekend with Go Fast Entertainment. If everybody would like to take home a souvenir, Brian Marvel, grab one of those solo cups, and you can all take a cup of water with you come tomorrow night. All right? So you know how they do that? Everybody wants to take
Right.
a souvenir, like a brick from.
Sure.
Didn't they used to have bricks at the brickyard?
Yeah.
But you could have a cup of water come tomorrow night. But just promise me one thing, Brian. You won't drink it. Don't drink
the
water. In Mexico, they say don't drink them. Here, even worse. Yeah.
Brian
There we go.
Kilday, the main event in the WCR Construction right lane. Looking to move up from that number 10 qualifying spot, does not want to stay in the middle of the pack. Let's see what he can do with this. And then, check this out, Pro Comp Flat is in the lanes. We're in for a show.
I'd say over 1,200.
What's up?
Unfortunately. You know those props,
Yeah.
man. They
They
probably
dig
cost
in.
a couple $100 a piece. Just think about them fuel boats. We were talking to Kevin Kinsley yesterday. They run dual props. You know, keep in mind, we're going to have a couple of moments here. Stretch your legs, maybe run down and grab yourself a cold drink or something good to eat. We got El Tacon. They were serving up breakfast burritos. We got the Sonoran Grill. So,
Race fans, don't move. There's more racing on Racer H2O coming up right after these messages. Please be sure to subscribe to this channel or follow this page for more amazing watercraft racing coverage. Thanks again for watching Racer H2O.
RacerH2O.com is the place to go to find easy-to-use links to our social media. Watch, read, listen to, and enjoy our content on demand for free on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and RacerH2O.com.
For the Mike DeClark, out of California, Little White Lie, sponsored by DSR Marine, GS Marine. Also, Infinity Plumbing, Lat Oil, S&J Plumbing, and Freedom and Fuel.
RacerH2O.com is the place to go to find easy-to-use links to our social media. Watch, read, listen to, and enjoy our content on demand for free on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and RacerH2O.com.
By Jay and Lori Crocker. Special thanks to all of your support. Also Jerry and Jessica Hardwick, Jeff Linderman and his crew chief, Tony Elam, and his lovely wife, Rebecca. So Nasty Rumors, Jeff Luring, and left side will be IGTG side of the racetrack, Computer Solutions, possible side effect.
That Nasty Rumors machine, oh my goodness. Just 135 mile an hour pass, ran a 587 and 6 on a 582 dial-in. Number one qualifier now, Jeff Loring. That is a brand new boat. They put that together during the off season. They started running it in May at the Southern Drag Boat Association. And I will tell you, because I sat and talked to him after that first race, he was scared to death of that boat. Like, it scared him. But he has got this thing figured out and laid down a lick. 084 for a reaction time. And Jeff Loring sitting exactly where he wants to be. Kevin Dedman on the other side dialed into a 6.8, ran a 727. A little off his number, 102 is the best he could pull. Was at 106 at 875 and then lost a little. 1.01 for his reaction time. Hey, once again, I need to make a reminder for the tow vehicles. Do not stop on the road on the other side to the out ramp. Had a vehicle stopped on the way right now to watch the pass. I get it. You want to see your boats run, but you really kind of screws up the program when you do that. So we need you guys to keep moving and not stop on the road to the out ramp. Here comes your next pair of Pro Comp flats in the IGTG left lane, boat number 094. Sean Rogers calls the boat the Barbarian. It's a Curtis powered by Dart, sponsored by the Rogers Family Circus, Rogers Construction, Matt, Pal, Rich, Mitch the Pounder, Snack Bar, and Luke, Superstition Hobbies, Whiskey Lane, and Carter's Farm. In the WCR Construction right-hand lane is Tim Ortiz. Calls the boat Never Satisfied, dialed in at a 658, sponsored by Pat Kinsey Drywall. That is a brand new boat for Tim Ortiz as well, by the way. Brand spanking new, and he bumps up and takes Jeff Loring right out of the number one spot. Sorry, Johnny, I didn't mean to step on you, but holy cow. Sean Rogers turned it red by 0.2 of a second, ran a 705 with a 1 on a 6.4 index, or dial-in rather. And Tim Ortiz dialed in at a 658, ran a 661 with an 8 for 119 mile an hour pass, and bumps Jeff Loring out of that number one spot.
Boy, name of the boat, Never Satisfied. He's got to be satisfied with that run, there's no doubt.
Absolutely, and that is also a brand new machine. First season they've run it, they put it together and put it on the water in May in Marble Falls for the very first time, and they have made a lick out of that thing.
Alcohol Hydro, Alcohol Hydro. We need you to the lanes. Alcohol Hydro, we need you to the launch area now. Alcohol Flat Bottoms, you should be warming up. Alcohol Flat Bottoms warm up. Quick Eliminator, stand by.
And Pro Jet, this is your final call. If you're not there, you're late. Pro Jet, we need your boats at the ramp, please. We talked about this last night at the drivers' meeting. We have 152 boats on the property this weekend. And we absolutely, if we're going to get through this program the way we want to do it, we are going to need the boats to move when we need them to move. So when we call you, we need you to please be listening. We need you to please move toward the in-ramp and get those boats down there. When you get there, you need to be ready to get on the water. But we need the racers and their teams to move and get there when we need them to be there. All right, Gary Gray says, let's do this thing. We got in the IGTG right left lane, boat number 308, Brian Dunn, Eye Candy, the name of the boat. Sponsored by Bullet Fiberglass and Bullet Outriggers. Jim and Pat Dunn, his wife Sandra. In the WCR Construction right lane, boat number 187J is Kevin Hibden, also in a brand new boat. Like the third race or second race in that boat. Out of Peralta, New Mexico, sponsored by Bud Long Motorsports, Larry Flotas, Kinetic Race Cars, and Nelson Speed and Marine. You know, Kevin Hibden's been struggling with that down plate, Johnny.
Well, I'll tell you what, we are now 3 for 3. Brian Dunn in that left lane. Brian Dunn just snatched that number 1 spot. Moves up 4. Man, I'm telling you, Brian's going to be flipping out there. 3 for 3. 3 pair, 3 number 1 qualifiers.
Yep.
Wow. He
What
was
a
looking for that
class.
590.
Absolutely amazing.
He was looking for a 590, ran a 591 with a 0, 133.80 on the mile an hour. Visual noise, Kevin Hibden. He was looking to run a 670, ran a too quick 663.8. 663.8 at 126. So they're going to be happy with that because yesterday they struggled with only throwing up a 704 while they were looking for a run in the 670s. So they picked it up. They just got to slow it down a touch. But, wow, I'll tell you, Brian's going to be almost as happy as his wife. Yesterday, he won the $384 at the Racers Emergency Support Program, 50-50 drawing, and they're going to have another one today. I wonder if she could double up. Ooh, maybe.
You know what? Anything can happen.
I hope not, because I'm going to be buying my tickets.
It's all you, right? You
Are they
got
going to
it this
come down
time.
here with some tickets and sell them to us?
Don't know, yeah. Maybe they will show up down here with some tickets for us. That would be super cool.
Yeah, I'm going to spend some of that $1.6 billion that I'm going to win in tonight's drawing for the Powerball. Mm-hmm.
We got one last Pro Comp flat, and he's in the IGTG left lane. Boat number 415 is Joe Martin. He is in the flat confused machine, currently the number 4 qualifier. He dialed in at a 6.12. Thanks to the crew, Frank, Melissa, Sean, Michelle, Gil, and especially Larry, the world's best truck driver. He ran a 6.201 yesterday, looking to run a 6.120 today. Will we?
.618 with a 6. 618 with a 6.
Almost.
So he improves by a couple hun, and not a bad run, but he was looking to run a 612, but I'll tell you what, he's in the hunt.
He's right in the middle of the pack, so, you know, it's not a horrible place to be. It's not where he wants, but it's, you got some crazy competition ahead of him. Brian Dunn and the Eye Candy Machine, Tim Ortiz, Jeff Luring. That's your 1, 2, and 3. And then Joe Martin right there in that number 4 spot. All right, let's get into some blown gas flat, shall we? In the IGTG left lane, boat number 235N. That is Tom Riggs. Calls the boat Drag This. Pete Fleming Racing Engines, TPC Plumbing, all helping to sponsor. The crew is Tyler, Pete, and Michelle. And in the WCR Construction right lane, boat number 542 is Cole Irick, doing the drive-in for Jerry Yerrickson in the Almost Normal Machine. Sponsored by LN Landscaping, Bill Diaz, Dave Conley, Joe Mack, Lou Larson, Beverly Barter, and a big thank you to Fast Track and ISCO Generators. See all that nice dark smoke from those gas engines?
Does not improve on the number, but a lot of consistency. 614 with a 7, 129.41 for the Tom Riggs Drag This machine. Cole Irick, Almost Normal, and Jerry Yerrick's machine goes through with a 645 with an 8, at 127.34 in a mile an hour, moves up a notch, and they got to be happy because, yesterday came out, had an issue in the very first run, and then did better in the second run, and
Yes.
here, moving up another notch, Mike.
Yep, absolutely. I think they're making progress, and I can guarantee you, Jerry and his crew were over there twisting wrenches all evening trying to figure it out and make sure that boat was going to be what they wanted it to be today. And they got one more pass to try to improve on that, and I bet you they'll be back there tweaking things just a little bit more. Right now, we got Wyatt McAllister and the Hare Trigger boat lined up in the IGTG left lane, boat number 787. He's currently your number 7 qualifier, and in the WCR Construction right lane is boat number 540N, GW Golf, Bottled Hell, driving for Matt Brown. Sponsored by Matt Brown Trucking, Jet Performance Marine, Bank of America, Mobile Force Refueling, and special thanks to his lovely wife, Chelly.
Bottled Hell. How about a 618 with a 2? 618 with a 2, 136.70. Does not improve on the 601, but it looked like a good solid run for that Bottled Hell. GW Golf Machine. Hare Trigger.
sure did.
Wyatt McAllister moved up a notch. That's right, runs a 634 with a 0, and now will be sitting in that number 6 spot. But Bottled Hell, GW Golf, still will take that 601 won yesterday's run and be in that number 2 spot. So a good couple solid side-by-side runs there, Mike Stone.
Absolutely. It was absolutely amazing. It was a beautiful run all the way down. I felt like somebody might have red lit the way the start looked. It looked like the left lane, Wyatt McAllister, might have jumped early, but once we got the numbers, 0.2 of a second for reaction time on both sides of the course. And just pretty solid runs right there. Right now in the IGTG left lane is your number 1 qualifier. That's Sean Garreau, boat number 255N. And in the WCR Construction right lane, boat number 026 is Ricky Bobby. That is Mike Chadwick, the driver, currently in the number 5 qualifying spot. Sponsored by Eddie Built, Mad Dog Blowers, North Shore Mobile Home Estate, Our Tunnel Vision Photography, Team Chicken Burrito. If you ain't first, you're last. Ricky Bobby, the name of that boat, sitting in the right lane. Sean Garreau, one of the one of the only boats out there without a wing. I think Jerry Urick's boat's the other one. There's 2 of them that don't have wings on them. There comes the thumbs up, both drivers.
Sean Giroux, man, I'm telling you, this guy can leave. Like an 028, I think at a 006 yesterday. I don't want to.
He had a 007 yesterday at an 026. Yeah, absolutely.
Trouble is, you'd always wonder when you see something like that. You wonder what he's going to do here, but he can't hear us out there, right? So it's cool. A lot of times they lean under that, but I'm not going to be the guy that. No. 00 Sean Giroux. That'd be a good nickname.
There you go. 00 Sean Giroux. We're going to run with that, I think.
Michelle, she's over there. Oh, look at Michelle. She bite her nail. Oh, my gosh. She's so nervous. So alcohol hydros and alcohol flat bottoms. So alcohol hydros should be in the launch area. Alcohol flats should be all warmed up and poised and ready. Quick eliminator. think you could probably warm up. Quick eliminator, you could warm up. Quick eliminator, one of another very big categories, as we have this pair of blown gas flats poised and ready. Go down the racetrack. Gary's out there. He's in shorts now. He took off the, boy, it's warming up a lot quicker than it was yesterday.
Yeah,
boy, I tell you, Thursday out here was bleak. Bleak. I was out here. It was raining. It was snowing. I mean, there was winds. Tanya was in overall, yeah, sandy.
Tanya had her insulated coveralls on.
Oh, yeah, those Carhartts, you know, Texas Carhartts.
I'm sitting over here in the sun. It's getting quite toasty, to be honest.
Right lane gets there first, 6:24 with a 7. 6:24 with a 7 at 134 mile an hour. 00 Sean Giroux didn't let me down by much, 010 light, but he did have problems going down the racetrack. Cruises to a 930 at only 41 on the mile an hour. I'm not sure, you know, it's tough for our vantage point. Ricky Bobby, 026. Mike Chadwick, when he went by, you know, seeing that roost of water and everything, it's hard to tell really what's going on in that far lane. But Sean Giroux had a little bit of an issue there. But
he was hitting 96 at the 594, and then everything after that just slowed down, finished the course at a 41 mile an hour pass. So hopefully nothing major. They can get that squared away and get him back in for that next round of qualifying and see what happens. But he's already in the #1 spot, so we'll see how that goes.
How about Ricky Bobby, that 026 number?
It's an absolutely
026
amazing run.
Time,
yeah.
Right?
In the IGTG left lane, we are moving into Pro Jet. And we got a couple of good ones right here. We got your #1 and #2 qualifiers. And these guys have been running against each other all season long over at the SDBA. In the left lane is boat number 987, Jeremy Dickerson out of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Calls the boat Can't Quit. Laid down a 362 yesterday. Now keep in mind, these guys only run to the 660 marker, so they're going to run to those yellow buoys, and after that it's over. In the WCR Construction right-hand lane, boat number 356 is Robert Ledbetter out of Owasso, Oklahoma. Calls the boat the Honey Badger, sponsored by... he doesn't have his sponsors on there, but he is the SDBA Pro Jet record holder, or he was. We broke a couple of records yesterday. Jeremy Dickerson broke the ET record with a 362, which is what got him that #1 qualifying spot. Robert Ledbetter laid down a 150 mile an hour pass yesterday, which was faster than the speed limit for this class, and it didn't count. They can only run 145. So we'll see what he does today. But
Can't Quit, Jeremy Dickerson. How about a time of 363, 148.82 in a mile an hour. 363, 148.82, Can't Quit. Honey Badger, Robert Ledbetter with a 362 at 143. And remember, as Mike pointed out, they only raced to the 8th mile. So a couple of good solid runs there. Can't Quit, Jeremy Dickerson, 3.63, 362. Honey Badger, Robert Ledbetter.
yeah, and unfortunately that run from Jeremy Dickerson won't count. He exceeded the speed limit at 148. And they're limited at 145, so that run won't help. It wouldn't have made any difference on his qualifying time anyway. He was already qualified with a 362, and that 363 wouldn't have helped him. But the mile per hour sort of negates that run for him, unfortunately. So next up in the WCR Construction right-hand lane, boat number 537N is Mike DeClark out of Anaheim, California. Calls that boat Hangman. And he is currently the number 3 qualifier out of 3 boats. So I'm thinking that he would like to improve on that situation a bit if he could. Top Alcohol Hydro, this is your final call. Top Alcohol Hydro, your final call. Top Alcohol Flat, need your boats to the in-ramp, please. Top Alcohol Flat to the in-ramp. Quick Eliminator, start warming them up and get ready. Quick Eliminator, warm up, get ready. Quick Pro Eliminator, stand by, you're on deck. Hey, if anybody finds a black Samsung phone laying around, we had a gentleman come up and let us know that he lost his phone. If you would bring it to us here at the timing tower, we will do our best to get it back to him. So if you just happen to find a black Samsung phone laying around, bring that thing up here to the tower, and we'll try and get it back to its owner. Thank you.
The Hangman, Mike DeClark. I'm sorry. Rick Allen driving the Hangman with a 405 at 133.
Hey, while we got a quick break in the action, let me tell you, I want to thank our sponsors making it possible for us to be out here for the 2022 Drag Boat Nationals at Firebird Lake in Wild Horse Pass Motorsports Park. We are super excited to be here. Helping us make that happen is IGTG, Racer H2O, Perimeter Innovations, Seneca Race Fuels, WCR Construction, SoCal Jet Boats, Nitrous Outlet, Racers Emergency Support Program, Trinity Racing Ministries, Pat Kinsey Drywall, Fatheads Eyewear, RacingJunk.com, Funk Racing, RacerDirect.com, House of Color Motorsports, and RJS Racing Equipment, all helping us sponsor this event this weekend, and we sure appreciate them. Sure as heck couldn't do it without them, so we're pretty excited to have that and get that going for you.
So actually there are no boats on the holding rope right now. We're just in the process of, in fact, putting our alcohol hydros. But I want to thank our crew. In fact, one of the Hound Dog team members, I think, stepped up and is working the room down there. As Mike Starr pointed out, that we're a little light on our help down in the launch area, so some people volunteering down there, and we've asked a lot of the crews to bring staff, bring some support people with you, and to help launch your boat. And also they're working pretty hard down there in the exit area. Mike has pointed out we've got a tremendous amount of boats out here this weekend, and some very quick machines, and this being our one of our fastest categories. In fact, yesterday we had the ET record broke. Then we had it broke again. The mile-an-hour record was set in the alcohol hydro category. Marty Logan came out with the record at 210 miles an hour. So again, as I mentioned, it was a living the dream, Marty Logan, who set the mile-an-hour record at 210.41. And what was funny is he came out and broke his own ET record, which was, I believe, 5:24, ran a 5:4:22, and then it was that Total Chaos that came out and ran that 4:19 and snatched that record from him. So really cool deal. And the excitement level really picking up here as we get ready to run our alcohol hydros. So will those records be set again? No telling. But again, here comes one of the alcohol hydros coming out right now. Be placed on the rope. That looks like Kent Price being towed out there. Alcohol flat bottoms will be following our alcohol hydros. Quick Eliminator, they're all chomping at the bit to get out there on this racetrack. Quick Eliminator is a 6-second index. Now in the alcohol hydro and the alcohol flat categories, it's going to be first one to the finish line. So again, we're a few minutes away from kicking off this alcohol hydro qualifying session number 1. Each category is going to get 2 shots at the racetrack. Yes, as Mike Starr pointed out, we do have some top fuel hydros out here. We've got the Nitro Nuts, Mike Robbins. He yesterday ripped off an awesome number. He is located in the pits. As you come up around the pavilion, or we'll probably have the awards ceremony tomorrow night, he is right in that lower pit area just off to your right. In behind the boat grandstands, you drop down that concrete walkway, and on your right side there is the Liquid Voodoo. Rumor has it, Tanya, is there any truth to this? Scott Palmer is here. Is he? He better be, because you know why? You see these pants I'm wearing? Uh-huh. Scott Palmer pants. Black ladders? Uh-huh. And watch, he's probably wearing shorts. Yeah. But, hey, by the way, Scott, if you get a chance, we had an opportunity to talk to Kevin Kinsley, driver of the Liquid Voodoo, yesterday. If Scott Palmer, if you get a chance, stop by the tower. We'd love to talk to you, hang out with you, you know. He's got this off weekend. Scott Palmer runs his Top Fuel Dragster. Of course, he's been putting a program together with Alex Laughlin, as a matter of fact, on the NHRA Tour. And this is, we're very happy to have had an opportunity to put this race this weekend. David Carroll really worked hard in putting this date together, which is between the Las Vegas Camping World Series and the World Finals in Pomona, California, because a lot of teams always want to come down and check out the drag boat racing activity here at Firebird Lake. And we love it when we get those folks coming out and hanging with us here. Firebird Lake. Don't forget the food court open. We got the Sonoran Grill, serving up some great, delectable delights. Sonoran Grill. Cheeseburgers, bacon cheeseburgers, Sonoran cheeseburgers, chicken tenders with fries, chicken sandwich, buffalo chicken and fries with buffalo ranch drizzle. I don't think I've ever had a buffalo ranch drizzle. But they also got some dessert type items also, funnel cakes, loaded funnel cakes, caramel apple slices, strawberries. Check them out. They're located right to the right side as you're looking at them to the El Tacon taco stand. I don't know if they're still serving up breakfast at El Tacon, but they'll probably flip into that lunch mode, I'm sure, and have street tacos and quesadillas and loaded nachos and all that kind of stuff. Also, keep in mind that we've got Love Dogs, right, Brad? Brad, one of your favorites. My man Brad here from Wild Horse Pass Raceway has worked with me for many years out here at the facility, doing such a fine job of keeping everything looking good here at Wild Horse Pass Raceway. So, first pair of our alcohol hydros getting ready. Total Chaos, yep, he's the guy with the new ET record. Sponsored by Allen Motors, Shuttles Deep Dirt Moving, Paul Wright Race Engines, and Black Dragon, Kent Price, going to be in that right side. Sponsored by Onyx Services. Special thanks to Ronnie, Danny, Brian, and Corleen. So he had problems yesterday in the alcohol hydro category. He's looking to put a number up here on the board. And, you know, it really doesn't matter. I mean, this is not eliminations. I mean, to say, oh, geez, I got to sit here and I got to run that number one qualifier. Not only the number one qualifier, but the guy who set the record yesterday. But all he wants to do is focus on his lane, his reaction time, and a good solid number. Even if it isn't as good, all he wants is something that'll give him a computer readout that they can adjust on later on. So we are approximately 10 seconds from the countdown beginning. It goes 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and down. They pick the number they want to leave on. Capsule lid down for Kent Price. Capsule lid down for the Chaos Machine. He didn't reset the record, but I'll tell you this. He runs a 4:20 with a 2. The second quickest pass of the weekend, only to himself. 211.12 on a mile an hour. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he now holds both ends of the record. He had the ET record. Now he just reset the mile an hour record at 211.12. Mike Starr, that was a phenomenal run.
It was absolutely amazing. Looked like it was a little squirrely there toward the end. In fact, I saw people running for the fence because they wanted to see what was going to happen. But, man, yeah, absolutely. 211.12 gets the job done. Kent Price, I don't know what happened down there. He kind of was running slow there toward the end. He topped out, actually, at the 5:48 at the 8th mile. And then just sort of everything dropped off from there and finished the race the run at a 49-mile-an-hour pass. So hopefully nothing major. They can get that back and tweak it just a little bit and see what happens. But Cole Allen and Total Chaos got both records now for top alcohol hydro. But here comes the man who has every possibility of changing that. Marty Logan, lined up in the IGTG left lane. He held both records yesterday for a total of about 2 minutes.
Man, he had the mile per hour record overnight.
And then he had the mile per hour record at least overnight, but he had the ET record, and then about 2 minutes later he lost that to Kent Price, or rather Cole Allen. But he's looking to see if he can pull that back. They call that boat Living the Dream, racing out of Midlothian, Texas. Currently your number 2 qualifier in the WCR Construction right lane. Boat number 537 is Mike DeClark. Calls that boat Little White Lie out of Anaheim, California. Sponsored by Infinity Plumbing, S&J Plastering, LAT Racing Oils, GS Marine, Precision Craft Marine, SoCal Jet Boats, D21 Enterprises. And thank you to his beautiful wife, Gina, Eddie Pasilio, and Greg Schumacher, for all of their help and support.
Alcohol flat bottoms, you should be in the launch area. How about quick eliminator? You need to roll to the launch area. Pro eliminator warm up, top eliminator stand by. Man, I'm telling you, Mike DeClark lining up against Marty Logan. Mike DeClark, man, this guy can drive almost anything.
Yeah.
And in fact, yesterday he was driving 2 boats, but because the 2 categories were so close, he decided, I'm gonna drive the fun boat. But Eddie Pacilio helping him out. And I wonder if Shoemaker's here, man. That'd be cool to see him, man. Have him stop by. Guy can really build some boats. But Marty Logan, man, you know he's sitting in there. You know, do they have two-way communication to him? I mean,
I believe,
they're
yes,
trying
they
to
do.
keep him calm.
I'm
You know,
sure.
it's like, don't tell him that the record, they snatched the record from him, because he'd be over there. Let me listen. Can we hear him? I think, no. But Marty Logan, what a guy. And you know what? We have
Marty Logan, already the high points champion for SDBA this season. Worked his butt off and got there by a mile.
You know, I think he's probably got about, his goal was to win 15 championships in his lifetime, and I think he's getting pretty close to that.
Think
He's probably
so?
got about 13. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't have the results from KDBA, but he ran over there some this season as well. Here we go. There's 15 seconds left on the countdown. Marty Logan living the dream in the left lane. Mike to Clark, Little White Lie in the right lane.
Boy, unfortunate situation coming about there for Marty Logan, but the Little White Lie, Mike DeClark, gets down the racetrack, 4:48 would have won 189.59 on the mile an hour. So 4:48 at 189 on the mile an hour. But Marty Logan threw that baby in gear and just didn't seem to want to move.
You know, they had trouble after that record run yesterday. I just saw on their Facebook page. I didn't get down there to go talk to them, but they dished a piston, had to turn around and change that out. They broke off a spark plug in one of the holes. They had to turn around and drill that out and get that taken care of. They lost a wire. They just had a bunch of issues. And I also know that earlier in the season, they had to go through and completely give that whole electrical system a workover, went through an entirely new wiring harness, switched to a new ignition system, got that whole thing set up. So it's been a challenging season, to say the least, for Marty Logan and the Living the Dream team. And this is definitely not the run they were looking for. I do need truck and trailer for boat 881 back to the in-ramp, please. Truck and trailer for boat number 881 back to the in-ramp, please, for Marty Logan. Truck and trailer for Marty Logan, boat number 881 back to the in-ramp, please. And I think this might be our last top alcohol hydro. Oh, no, we still got one more. Oh, but he didn't show, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, we got a single right now in the WCR Construction right lane. Boat number 521N is Darren Dunnigan, driving for Glenn Sweezy. Currently sitting in the number 5 qualifying spot with a 5.702. Hey, did I mention to you guys that we have Top Fuel Hydro on the property? We're going to bring those guys out, let them make some noise here in a little while. I was talking to Nitro Nuts a little while ago. The guys, they say they want to hit 317 today. Let's see if they can do that. He said, I'm going to shoot for 315. That's what he said, 315. We'll see how it goes. They're going to try. Either way, Kevin Kinsley will be bringing the Liquid Voodoo machine out here in a while. Mike Robbins will be bringing the Nitro Nuts boat out. Top Fuel Hydro on the property. Over 150 boats on the property for the 2022 Drag Boat Nationals at Firebird Lake in Chandler, Arizona. We've got drivers from as far away as Canada, North Carolina, all over the country. We've got racers from up in Washington State. I think it would be safe to say that this is the drag boat race of the year. And in fact, it says it right there on the back of the t-shirt, the mother of all drag boat races. And here we are, putting on a show, getting it done. We're so excited to have as many people as we have here watching. And we're excited to have that many boats, but man, you walk up and down here, you see there's people in the grandstands, there's people up and down where the RV spots are at. There's people over here on the grassy knoll watching from the start line. Absolutely amazing to have the crowd we have out here today. And if you're just getting here, let me catch you up just a little bit. We ran 2 rounds of qualifying yesterday. Plan is to get 2 more rounds done today and have everybody squared away and ready to go. And then tomorrow it will be all about eliminations. We will start sending people home. All right, starter says let's do this thing. Give me some lights. Boat number 521 and Darren Dunnigan driving for Glenn Sweezy. In the WCR Construction right lane, Top Alcohol Hydro. We set a new mile-per-hour record 2 passes ago. We set a new ET record twice yesterday. Set it and then reset it. So tough luck for Darren Dunnigan, not the run they were looking for. He did coast across the finish line at 89 miles an hour. He was already hitting 115 at the half-track mark and was well on track to making a nice pass until that blower went away. So tough luck for him and that crew. Hopefully they can get that squared away and be able to make a run in competition this weekend. We'll see. Hopefully that happens for them. All right, here comes your Top Alcohol Flats, ladies and gentlemen. The funny cars of drag boat racing. You take 4,000 or 5,000 horsepower, you strap it on the back of a 18, 20 foot long piece of fiberglass or carbon fiber with a flat bottom and no sponsons to keep it lined out. And then you just hope and pray that the thing will stay in the water and stay straight all the way down. Anything can happen in Top Alcohol Flat. So fun to watch them run, and these drivers are absolutely excellent at what they do. Just amazing to see them recover from some of the things that I've seen happen over the years, and absolutely gonna put on a show for you right now. Top Alcohol Flat. And what a field we have here in Top Alcohol Flat. Got Jeff Stewart, got David Kipe, got Tony Scarlatta. I don't even remember who else is in this field, but my goodness, what a bunch of drivers we've got here. In the IGTG left lane, boat number 213 is Jeff Stewart. Calls that boat Flat Hammered. Currently the number 2 qualifier with a 548 and 8. That's a Canyon hull powered by a Brad Anderson engine. Sponsored by Craig Turner Construction, Stewart Floor Covering, A Secure Towing. Special thanks to Chris, Greg, Craig, Tom, and Debbie, and the Back in Black Racing team. In the WCR Construction right lane, boat number 775 is David Gipe. He's driving for Brian Gipe in the Battleborn machine. Sponsored by BRG Homes, DC Plumbing, Patterson Racing Engines, Jet Set Luxury Brokers, Advanced Precision Machine, Great Basin Water Supply, Roy and Karen Foote, Mad Mike's Nitro Rub, Menace Motorsports, Calibrated Concrete. Special thanks to our sister and brother-in-law, Jason Spicer Gipe, Mike Patterson, Mike Thompson, Gary Morrill, and our wives, Angela and Michelle Gipe, for the support, and of course the kiddos. I want to thank Westerfield Motorfield and Cliff Campbell, Joey Gross, Jason and Michelle Opio. Special thanks to Precision Craft Marine and Joe Shelfo for the help with that machine as well. David Gipe, currently your number 3 qualifier with a 552. So I talked a bit ago about Tony Scarlotta. I actually saw him standing over here watching earlier. He currently holds both records for the SDBA for top alcohol flat. The ET record with a 5 flat, and the mile per hour record with a 173.491. Both of those records belong to Tony Scarlotta. Top alcohol hydro, we've already broken records 3 times this weekend. Wonder if we could do the same in top alcohol flat. It'd be pretty cool to see. We're already having an epic program here at Firebird Lake. We can just add more epicness. I don't know if that's a word, but that's what I'm going with. "20 seconds on the countdown. Jeff Stewart flat hammered in the left lane. David Geip Battleborn in the right lane. Top alcohol flat bottom boats. Oh my goodness. The good times are about to begin. Here we go. That boat didn't even plan out until he got to about the 8th track marker somewhere in that neighborhood. 166 for a mile per hour and a 533 with a 3, and he is now your number 1 qualifier. Takes that away from Tony Scarlotta. Let's see if he can get it back here in just a minute. I'm not sure what happened with David Geip. Never even closed the capsule, so I'm assuming the motor didn't start. And unfortunately, he's going to be done for this round, and we're going to need truck and trailer for boat number 775. Back to the in-ramp, please. Truck and trailer for 775. Back to the in-ramp, please. And you know, Johnny, we have not yet seen the War Party Rides On machine. Bill Diaz, they're registered. They're on the ramp. We're going to get to see that boat run. That boat has not run all season. So I'm super excited to see Bill Diaz back in there and making the run. Let's see how that goes.
Jason Julius, we need you to the Vander Wendy pit area, please. Jason Julius to the Vander Wendy pit area, please.
You know what? I just remembered another announcement I was supposed to make. Thank you for that. In the pit area, even if you have a pit pass on your vehicle, we have a bunch of vehicles parked out in the roadway that are sticking out, that are causing issues. They're blocking the fire lane. Do not park right outside of the pit. If you can't put it in the pit, then it needs to be over against the wall. So we need those vehicles moved, and please let's not block the access areas in the pit area. Even if you have a pit pass on the vehicle, it doesn't give you immunity to just park wherever you want. Or impunity, I guess, is probably the word I was looking for.
What is that?
Impunity.
Impunity.
Yes, sir. Hey, check this out. We're going to have a pair in the IGTG left lane. Mr. Bill Diaz, War Party Rides On. Boat number 556 out of Brownwood, Texas. Sponsored by RB Props, Rob Banks, Brian Letterly at Jet Set Luxury Brokers, Aquatic Balance Pool Service, Infamous Brewing in Austin, Texas. Remembering Sam Stacks, happy hunting. The crew is Jeff, Todd, Ashley, Daryl, and Ricky and Bobby. Driving Nancy Davis's War Party. That is Bill Diaz. And in the WCR Construction right lane, boat number 339 is Tony Scarlotta. He's driving for Matt Brown in the Shazam machine. Currently holds the ET and mile per hour records for top alcohol flat out of Locust Grove, Oklahoma. Sponsored by Matt Brown Trucking, Jet Performance Marine, Wozencraft Insurance, East Valley Performance, Mobile Force Fueling, Bank of Oklahoma. Special thanks to the wife, Shelley, the Urshan family, along with Dan and Brian Nelson and the crew. This has the makings of an absolutely mind-blowing run right here. Both of these guys been driving these machines for a very long time. Both of them are absolutely solid drivers. Both of these machines on a good day are absolutely mind-blowing. This thing could be epic. "20 seconds on the countdown. Tony Scarlotta and Shazam in the right lane. Bill Diaz, War Party rides on in the left. There's 10. There you go. Bill Diaz, 037, his first run all season long. And he hits an 037 on the start and then ran a 661 with a 9 for a 119 mile an hour pass. I got Rick the Torch Beretta right here. What's up, big guy? How you doing today?
I'm doing good today.
Yeah, man?
We got it together.
You got it together? Let's get it on. We got this. Tony Scarlotta, 0.15 of a second for reaction time, and then ran a 5.50 with a 6 for a 145 mile an hour pass. And he was actually starting to slow down. He was at 150 at the 875 and dropped about 5 mile an hour before he crossed the 1,000-foot marker. So Bill Diaz puts a run in the books, and he'll be the number 4 qualifier through 3 rounds. Tony Scarlato will stay number 2. Jeff Stewart, flat hammered, is in the number 1 qualifying spot, and David Geip with the Battleborn machine is in the number 3. And I believe we're going to be moving to quick eliminator. These guys are running on a 6-second index. 6 seconds puts them somewhere in the 150 to 160 mile an hour range, somewhere in the neighborhood of 2,500 to 3,000 horsepower strapped into those machines behind those drivers. And the first one up, looks like we're going to make it a pair. So give me just a second and I will give you both of them. Nope, we're not going to make it a pair. So that's going to be Tommy Powell. Calls the boat Blue Thunder, boat number 060, driving for Ray Males. Sponsored by the Landing Zone, Blues Country Club, Dr. Feelgoods, Hanson's Racing Engine. Special thanks to the Males family. Made it possible for Ray to be here with us today. Mama Cheryl, we miss you and we love you. Robert Ledbetter, always helping him out. 5 seconds to go. Here we go. Quick eliminator, 6 seconds. Boom. You know, that boat looked a little squirrely, and I don't think he ever really got comfortable. He ran a 649 with a 6 for a 119 mile an hour pass. He was already hitting 122 at half track, but and just never got any better than that. 207 for a reaction time. Quick eliminator, this is your final call. Quick eliminator, your final call to the in-ramp. Pro eliminator, need you guys to the in-ramp. Top eliminator, need you guys to warm up. And modified eliminator, you're on deck. Pro eliminator, need your boats to the in-ramp, please. Pro eliminator, to the in-ramp, please. Modified eliminator, need you warmed up, ready to go. Top eliminator, top eliminator, I need you warmed up. Modified eliminator, need you to stand by. Here comes our next pair for quick eliminator in the IGTG left lane. Boat number 302 is Mike Schiller. This guy, solid racer, solid machine. If everything works right, you can expect a run out of this guy. Calls the boat Senseless. He's won the World Finals 5 times, if you just need to know how solid he is. In the WCR Construction right lane, boat number 920K is Rick Kornowski. He calls that boat the Delcorn Special, driving for Chris Delamater. Sponsored by Kornowski Custom Marine, Chris Delamater, Beyond Redline in Green Bay, Wisconsin, Competition Products. Currently the number 7 qualifier in the right lane, and the number 6 qualifier is Mike Schiller in the left. Let's see what they can do with this thing.
Yep, Mike Schiller is right where he wants to be. 599 with a 1, 599 with a 1, and an 8, 145.89 on the mile an hour. And Delcorn Special, Rick Kornowski, had a 593 with a 1 at 146.86 on a mile an hour. And as Mike Starr pointed out, this is that 6-second index, so they want to be able to run just a touch under that number and make up for any difference they might have in reaction time. Unfortunately, Mike Schiller on the left side was red, and should it have been eliminations, he would have been out of here. You know, it was funny. Mike Schiller was at a race recently. He made 5 passes, and he never got a time slip for some reason. There was errant this, errant that, and so when he came out here yesterday, he wanted to line up next to somebody that he thought would be running a 6 and just hang with them to get some data.
Yeah, he had no data.
Yeah, so unfortunately, he lined up next to somebody who ran way quick, and he ran like a 586 or something. But then once he got some data, came out and ripped off that big number that threw him in the number 6 spot. And I say big number, it was a 605 with a 4. But, you know, and this is how tough this quick eliminator category is. I mean, these guys can really hit those 6-0s like they're going out of style. And Brody Martin, of course, in the red is sitting in that number 1 spot. He ran a 6-0. You have another 6-0 by Gavin Snyder and Larry Flores and all those guys. So, but he's right in that ballpark, man.
Yeah, you know
6-0, the 6-0 park, right?
The top third of this deal, I'm not taking anything away from any of these drivers, but that top third is absolutely just a solid group of drivers. And you're going to have to work hard if you want to get up there, that's for sure. This entire class, though, I'm sitting here just looking at the list of names. Tommy Powell, Ken Jenkins, Mark Roby, you know, Larry Flores, Glenn Hutchison. There's some amazing names on that list, and you know, every one of those guys is absolutely rock solid. It's just going to be a matter of, number 1, who can watch the light, and number 2, whose program keeps their boat tight. I mean, that's really what it's going to
Race fans, don't move. There's more racing on Racer H2O coming up right after these messages. Please be sure to subscribe to this channel or follow this page for more amazing watercraft racing coverage. Thanks again for watching Racer H2O.
RacerH2O.com is the place to go to find easy-to-use links to our social media. Watch, read, listen to, and enjoy our content on demand for free on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and RacerH2O.com.
For the Mike DeClark, out of California, Little White Lie, sponsored by DSR Marine, GS Marine. Also, Infinity Plumbing, Lat Oil, S&J Plumbing, and Freedom and Fuel.